Hello. This week on Writing for the Hills, we are I am reading a selection from Not They Who Soar. It is by Amanda Flower. She has written a series of books based on Katherine Wright, the real life sister of the famous Flying Wright brothers. She actually attended Oberlin College. She lived in Dayton, Ohio. She was a teacher as well as a suffragette. And on in this book, this is a mystery series set in the summer of 1904. This book is only available in ebook and e-audio form through our Overdrive or the High Ebook Project. So it is available in Kindle book, Overdrive, and EPUB versions as well as e-audio. It was released in May of 2025, so it's a brand new book. And I'm going to be reading a slight sample out of chapter 1. It is a fictional book based on a true story, and it starts out with a poem by Paul Laurence Dunbar. Now they who soar, but they who plod the ragged way unhelped to God, are heroes they who hire fare, and flying fan the upper air. Miss all the toil that hugs the sod, till they whose backs have felt the rod, whose feet have pressed the path unshod, may smile upon the defeated care, not they who soar. High up there are no thorns to prod, no boulders lurking neath the clod, to turn the keenness of the share, for flight is ever free and rare. But here is they the soil have trod, not they who soar. Chapter 1. Welcome to St. Louis, a slim train conductor shouted at the top of his voice as I stepped out of the passenger car. Puffs of white steam blew in my face, and people of all ages from all places dashed here and there as they greeted friends and collected their belongings. I have never witnessed a scene in all my life, nor had I ever seen such a crowded platform as hundreds of people awaited the next train. I placed a protective hand on my new hat. It was the first purchase I'd made for myself in 6 years. My teaching salary was modest, and my income was folded into that of our household. The hat was bleached white straw with a wide brim decorated pink, white, and yellow roses. Pink ribbons fell from the back of the brim to finish the look. I typically would not spend so much money on such frivolity, but my brother Orville, who was the snappiest dresser in the family, insisted I buy it before leaving for St. Louis, as he said if I was going to the World's Fair, I needed to look the part. I also didn't want to disappoint my very dear friend Margaret, who invited me to the fair. I adjusted my spectacles on my nose and scanned the crowd, but I could not spot her. Had I known the station would be this bustling, I would have asked Margaret to meet me at the ticketing booth. I had no idea she was going to discover where I was in this utter chaos. Margaret Goodwin Meacham was my dearest friend in the world. We had met as our first year students in Oberlin College, and were in the same graduating class of 1898. We both excelled in our studies, and while I was a master of Latin and Greek, she was a student of literature and the star scholar of the literature department. I always thought it was fortunate that we had different courses of study. Had we not, we would have been in direct competition with each other, and that would have been detrimental to our friendship, as neither Margaret nor I liked to lose. As much as I wanted to see the fair, I was worried about leaving my father and brothers for such a long period. However, in Margaret's last letter asking me to join her, I sensed a bit of unease as she wrote to me. I need my friend during this time. What time did she refer to? I didn't know. In any case, I knew I had to be there for my friend for her time of need, just as I knew that she would be there for me. This is just the beginning of Not They Who Soar by Amanda Flower. This is book 2 in a series that is based on the life of Katherine Wright, the sister of the famous Wright brothers. If you would like to borrow this book, just go to our website at briggslibrary.org, and it is listed under our catalog. There's a link to Overdrive. Just click on it, and you'll be able to see if it's available. We do have, again, ebook and e-audio versions. I hope you enjoy the book, and I will see you next time.